The Resilient Communities Project partnership with Carver County kicked off Friday, September 11th at the Minnesota Landscape Arboretum. Here are a few of the highlights.
And we see this program as an opportunity for communities to identify key strategic projects for which they need some kind of assistance, whether that's research assistance, help identifying options that might be available, looking for best practices in other communities that have worked well, and bringing those ideas and that energy that students and faculty can bring into the community to move those strategic projects forward. Our program has been around for 3 years. This is our 4th partnership, and I'm so pleased that that all of you decided to reapply to the program. I have to say that over the last 4 years, we've met with a lot of communities who have talked about participating in the partnership and seen many, many proposals, but I think by far Carver County's proposal stands out as one of the most diverse in terms of the types of projects that were identified and diverse in terms of the number of partners who were involved. So it's really a pleasure to be working with Carver County and to be working for the first time with a county. All of our previous partners have been cities to this point.
So I was a little hesitant about our role as a city and my ability to help lead projects or identify projects that were going to be of benefit to our community. But after the first meeting that we had at the courthouse with Nate and Mike, kind of laying out the project and the scope and what the goals of it were, I spent a lot of time thinking about it and how this partnership might benefit our community, aligned with what I had come to know were the goals of the organization, of the city council, and the community at large. And what I kept going back to when I was thinking about how we would benefit or how we could participate in this project were some of the materials and discussions that I had with my elected officials and leaders of our community throughout the hiring process. And things that they stressed, and which I felt like were a good fit and a common themes between what we had and were common between the partnership or between the RCP program was that the City of Watertown and our leaders put a high value on leveraging and creating partnerships with other local agencies such as our partner cities and also the county and other entities within the region. Also continued focus on operating a lean organization and making sure that our staff has the tools and knowledge to carry out the functions that they have within an organization, and also to provide an opportunity for the city and our employees and our staff to interact with our local stakeholders in helping the public understand the goals we're trying to accomplish. And so I've been thinking about that for a while and what the mission of the Resilient Communities Project was. It became clearly obvious to me that this would probably be a good fit for Watertown and help sort of drive the 3 projects that we delivered as part of the application.
It continues to grow, the Andrew Peterson Farm, and it's the suites that are coming next week, they're actually coming to release the American version of the Andrew Peterson musical CD. So it continues to grow. And as I mentioned, the legalities that has happened around this farm, things just happen for a reason sometimes, and sometimes we wish we could, at least I have several times, wish I could kind of disappear into the forest somewhere, but you can't walk away from the property. Had I done that, we would not be following our mission statement at the Carver County Historical Society, which is to collect, preserve, and interpret the history of Carver County. With the legalities done, we are finally able to move on with preserving the property. If you have driven by the property, you will notice the north barn is falling down. That is a project that we've been working on and have been unable to do anything on for 2 years. At the finishing of writing a grant, which as I'm working on that barn, and now we have the abilities to utilize that farm. This is where they are, the Resilient Communities Project. I got the phone call. I knew we were at the end of the legalities. I knew we could utilize the farm, but we were just finishing or really in the middle of working on the master plan for the property. The board put together this vision and mission statement for the property. The mission and vision statement of the CCHS regarding the Andrew Peterson Farm is to preserve and interpret the Andrew Peterson Farm through the lens of Minnesota's rich immigrant and agricultural history. The farm and historically significant diaries of Andrew Peterson will be used to encourage visitors of all ages to discover our diverse heritage and to understand how the past shapes the present and the future. That was adopted May 7th, 2005. What this project will do for us, and I have met with one of the professors, is will save us a couple of different things. It saves us, and this is what I'm big into, save us money, and it will save us time, and how to take care of them and restore them. And we went out to the farm, and he said, yeah, we can take on the house, and we can take on the 1917 barn. I'm like, thank God, truly, because it saves us probably 2 years. And it saves us tens of thousands of dollars. Now, I understand there's students, and students do make mistakes and all of this, but the thing is, what they'll be able to do is tell us what part of the structure was there when Andrew Peterson was there. Even though we have it firmly documented in photos from the 1880s, they'll be able to take a look at that and tell us their opinion of that. They'll be able to look at the buildings and say, you know what, you need to work on that one first, and then you work on that one, and you work on that one, which is something we desperately need. So these are just the beginning of the projects. Hopefully, and this is our hope, by next spring we will be able to give some tours out of the property, and our interpretation will include how these properties are being restored and why. So the documents these students will be giving us will become part of this master plan and future grant writing and all the other things that we're going to be doing out on the farm.
We've already found good matches this fall. I'll tell you a little bit about what the projects are about, what the courses will be doing this fall, and then look forward to spring, where we hope to find matches for not only those projects, but many of the other projects that were part of the original application. I think there's been some questions about that in the minds of some people. Why Carver County, and why a county, and why are we the first one? And as I said earlier, to be honest, the application we received from Carver County is far and away, I think, one of the most comprehensive and best applications we've seen thus far in our 4 years of existence. But there were a number of things that really stood out. The first, and I think you can see it here today, just with the stories that Shane and Wendy shared, and the enthusiasm of many of the other folks here, is the commitment to advancing sustainability and resilience, and the commitment of staff. We were just blown away, to be quite honest, by the number of partners that Carver County was able to marshal to be part of this collaboration. And I think that speaks to the strengths not only of the individual organizations that are involved, but of Carver County itself, and the commitment and the dedication to working together to advance common goals. The diversity of projects is certainly a strong part of the application for us. One of the benefits of working with the county is that we're able to work on projects that cities simply don't work on or have jurisdiction over. So the county has a public health department, provides social services. Those are not projects that we've been able to do when we're working with local governments alone. And so it's been really great to expand, from our perspective, the scope of the Resilient Communities Project on campus, and starting to work with some departments and some colleges that we've not worked with before. Really thrilled to be working with Carver County, very genuinely, and can't wait to get a lot of these projects underway. I think it's important to note that on the back end of this partnership, a year from now, there's going to be a wealth of information available to all of the partners related to these projects, and we hope that this information and all the effort of the students helps to propel these projects forward and make Carver County and all of the partners participating more resilient, more able to adapt to challenges and change, and more able to take a benefit, or to benefit from some of the assets. This is truly a partnership with many long-term impacts, and we hope it goes well beyond the formal one-year partnership.
Reporting for the NYA Young America Times, this is Adam Greenewald.